Some people leave your life and never really leave your mind. This isn't nostalgia. This isn't obsession. This is about zodiac signs that mark people permanently, and once someone connects with them, moving on becomes almost impossible. Here's the uncomfortable truth no one likes to admit. Some signs don't chase, they don't beg, they don't even stay. Yet people keep thinking about them for years, not because they were perfect, but because they triggered something deep and unresolved. Let's start with Leo. Leo is unforgettable because they make people feel chosen. When Leo loves you, you feel seen, admired, elevated. So when they leave, the absence feels like losing your worth. People don't miss Leo. They miss who they were when Leo looked at them. This is why exes come back to Leo months or years later, not to fix things, but to feel important again. Leo doesn't chase them back, and that silence hurts more than rejection. And here's what really keeps people stuck. Leo moves on confidently. Now Taurus. Taurus doesn't overwhelm you with words. They overwhelm you with stability, with consistency, with presence. So when Taurus is gone, life feels chaotic. People don't miss Taurus emotionally, they miss the peace. Taurus creates a sense of safety people don't realize they depended on. When it's gone, nothing feels grounded. That's why people compare every new connection to Taurus, and nothing ever feels solid enough again. This is where the obsession starts. And now Pisces, the most dangerous one emotionally. Pisces connect through vulnerability. They see parts of you no one else reaches. They make you feel understood without explaining yourself. So when Pisces leaves, it feels like emotional amputation. People don't move on from Pisces because Pisces became their emotional mirror. They don't miss Pisces. They miss being emotionally seen without judgment. And here's the cruel part. Pisces often disappears quietly. No closure, no explanation, just absence. Now let's talk about why these signs hit harder than others. It's not love, it's imprinting. They activate identity, safety, and emotional validation. That combination rewires attachment. And once it's gone, people don't heal, they cope. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Some signs cause attachment without trying. They don't manipulate. They don't trap. They just show up in a way others can't replicate. And when they leave a vacuum. But there's one sign people struggle to move on from for a different reason. Not because of love, not because of comfort, but because of unfinished tension. That sign is Scorpio. Scorpio bonds through intensity. They create emotional highs and lows that feel addictive. When Scorpio leaves, the nervous system doesn't calm down. People mistake this withdrawal for love. Scorpio doesn't give closure. They leave questions. And unanswered questions keep people stuck. People replay conversations, moments, silences, trying to regain control over something that ended abruptly. Now, here's what nobody says out loud. Some signs don't move on from you because you force them to confront themselves. And they hated that. This is especially true with Aquarius. Aquarius challenges emotional expectations. They don't attach the way others do. So when they leave, people feel rejected intellectually, not emotionally. And that hits the ego harder. People obsess over Aquarius because they never felt fully understood by them. They keep thinking, if I said this differently, if I acted differently. Aquarius doesn't provide emotional reassurance, and that drives people insane. Let's be clear about something. Not everyone who can't move on loved you deeply. Some people are stuck because their ego was injured. Your absence made them feel replaceable, and that's what they can't accept. This is why Capricorn belongs on this list. Capricorn represents long-term potential. When Capricorn leaves, people feel they lost a future, not a person. They regret what could have been built. Capricorn doesn't argue emotionally. They detach practically. And that cold exit makes people spiral internally. Because there's no drama to blame, only themselves. Now here's the pattern no one talks about. People struggle to move on from signs who don't collapse after the breakup. Strength creates obsession. Silence creates obsession. Moving on without begging creates obsession. If you begged, cried, chased, people move on faster. If you stayed calm, detached, self-focused, they stay stuck longer. This is why the strongest reactions come after you disappear. And here comes the part that triggers the most comments. Some signs aren't unforgettable because they're loving. They're unforgettable because they withhold closure. Cancer, for example, leaves emotionally, not verbally. They stop opening up. They stop nurturing. People feel the loss before the breakup happens. And when it's over, they're already emotionally deprived. Cancer makes people feel abandoned even while present. That confusion creates emotional dependency, and dependency is harder to break than love. Let's say this clearly. If people can't move on from you, it doesn't mean you were perfect. It means you activated something unresolved in them: validation, safety, intensity, or ego. This is why new relationships don't help. Because the issue wasn't chemistry, it was attachment style. An attachment doesn't reset with someone new. Here's what nobody wants to admit. Some people don't want you back. They want the version of themselves they were with you. And they're angry they can't recreate that feeling. This is why they watch your stories, why they check your socials, why they resurfaced randomly. They're not healed, they're nostalgic for an identity they lost. And now, the final truth that divides opinions. The signs people can't move on from are often the ones who never explain themselves. No long speeches, no emotional breakdowns, no closure, just distance. Because silence forces imagination, and imagination is more powerful than reality. If people still think about you years later, it's not because you stayed, it's because you left. Without giving them the answers they wanted.